Billie Eilish. I'm a singer from Los Angeles, California. I live with my brother and my parents. My parents are musicians and my brother writes songs for his band. My parents really helped me and helped me write music, and they also homeschooled me. My brother also helped me write music. I didn't like to act, but I loved doing background dialogue in movies. My song Ocean Eyes, which was my first, I was kind of nervous, but not really. And then but my biggest accomplishment was the song Bad Guy, which peaked at #1 in the United States. I won many Grammy Awards and American Music Awards. I live with my parents in Highland Park and still am doing tours and writing music. I really love producing and making music. And now I have a few facts about California to share. Did you know that the first people to come to California were Spanish missionaries? And they built forts called prestos, and they also tried to convert everyone to be Christian. The population really grew through that, and like all the Native Americans are turning to be Christian. The California switched places and countries, and just they were owned by many different countries. So that's my presentation.
Hi, I'm Jeff Cameron. I was born January 15, 1996 in Seattle, Washington. I'm 24 years old. My parents divorced when I was very young, but I remained close with both. My dad and I went to the movies very often. I started acting with a community acting class when I was 8 years old. I still love to act to this day. When I was only 15, my dad had sadly passed away. I was very close to him. I changed my name from Chloe Celeste Halterman to Dove Cameron to honor him because he used to call me Dove. Most people know me for my shows and movies with Disney, such as Cloud 9, Liv and Maddie, Descendants. After my time with Disney, I started a new chapter with singing, songwriting, and acting. I'm now working on new songs and excited to work without the rules of Disney. I've had a few bumps in the road, but I try not to let that get me down. I'm now dating Thomas Dorothy, and we've been dating for 3 years now.
Hi, I am Kason Hill. I was born in 1991 in Pocatello, Idaho with my siblings Jordan, Dexter, and Celeste, and my parents Doug and Natalie. My dad was a huge inspiration for me and inspired me to play sports. Thanks to my dad, I liked all sports at a young age, but football was definitely my favorite. I went to Highland High School where I played track, basketball, and football. After high school, I went to Brigham Young University as a starting quarterback. When my brother Dexter died of frostbite, I was so sad that I sat out of my football game. But despite this, I kept going. In 2017, I did not make the draft, but then became an undrafted free agent. Then the Green Bay Packers signed me to a deal. I did not do well in Green Bay, so I was shortly traded to the New Orleans Saints as a quarterback, where I am now a star. I am married to Emily Nixon. This is the state flag of Idaho, and this is the state capital, Boise. Here are some pictures. The state bird is the mountain bluebird, and the state raptor is the peregrine falcon. The state corn is interesting because instead of having the state bird, they have the state raptor. The state gem is the star garnet right here. And the state song is Here We Have Idaho. state amphibian is the Idaho giant salamander. The state fish is the cutthroat trout. The state horse is the Appensola. The state insect is the monarch butterfly. The state flower is the syringa. And the state fossil is the Hagerman horse fossil. One interesting fact about Idaho is that Idaho has a potato museum. Fact number 2 is that Idaho is nicknamed the Gem State, and it must be hard to pick a gem since all the gems are very beautiful. And fact number 3 is Idaho has a population of 1.7 million.
Hi, I'm Evil Knievel. I'm a legendary daredevil from Montana. I performed over 75 jumps on a motorcycle just to try to defy death, and it kind of worked. I started my career in 1966, but my first big jump was at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas, and I was only in my 40s when I did that jump. So, my most famous jump was when I tried to go across a canyon in a rocket and didn't work out. So I stopped doing that in 1999 because I thought I broke too many bones, and I died in 2007 from a respiratory infection. Now I would like to tell you about my home state, Montana. Okay, so here's the state flag. It's very colorful, which includes the state seal, which the state seal includes the state motto, which is right here. Oro y plata means silver and gold and silver in Spanish. They made this their motto because Montana's full of silver and gold mines. Now, here is the map of Montana, which is the more mountainy part is the west side of Montana, so that's like all over here. And there's a little snow down there. So now I'm gonna get on to the things in Montana. So the state bird is the western meadowlark, which is that little yellow chunky bird. And then here's the state tree, the ponderosa pine. It's a pine tree, it's very tall. Okay, state flower, bitterroot. It's a very cool looking pink flower. Okay, now, tourist attractions. Okay, Glacier National Park. It made those mountains from like super long time ago. There was these big glaciers, and then when they melted all down, they kind of carved out these mountains along the way, so now they have this. And it's a very popular place in Montana. Okay, the Little Bighorn National Monument. So the Battle of Little Bighorn, this monument is supposed to represent all the people that died in it. So yeah, a lot of people died. And this is the Big Sky Resort. So basically what it is, it's like a big mountain with a bunch of ski slopes with a resort. And it's a very highly rated place. So this is my personal favorite, Museum of the Rockies. So basically it is the museum with the most dinosaur fossils in the whole entire world. And it's also kind of cool because they have like these little trails that you could walk through to see like little dinosaur fossils and parts of stone. So basically the stones come in half and then you can see the little fossils inside. It's cool. And then over here is the popular food. So you got the huckleberry right here. It's like your ordinary berry, but it's hucklish. Okay, now the huckleberry pie. It's pie, but a huckleberry. Now jam. It's a jam, the huckleberry jam. Yeah, it's made from huckleberry. A wild huckleberry dark chocolate candy bar. So it's like two of my favorite things, huckleberry and dark chocolate. It's good. And then really good down here, huckleberry pie fudge. Look at that. Look at that fudge right there. Doesn't that look good? Yeah, I know you want to eat it. I don't care if you're allergic to anything, you're going to eat it. So, now, fun facts about Montana. Montana is the 4th largest state in the nation. And then Montana has the largest migratory elk herd in the nation. And then Montana has the largest grizzly bear population in the lower 48 states. And that is my presentation.
Bahna, which means hello in my native language, Shoshone. I'm Sacagawea, the Shoshone chief's daughter. I was born in 1788 in the west of America near present-day Wyoming. You probably know me for the Lewis and Clark expedition or saw me on your dollar coin. Yes, I'm that beautiful face. I was kidnapped by a rival tribe when I was 12 and forced to marry Touze Charbonnet, a French-Canadian trapper. In November of 1804, I was invited to join the Lewis and Clark expedition. Even though I was pregnant during the journey, I still was very helpful. When our boat overturned, I saved the documents. When we needed food, I found the edible plants. When we needed horses, I got horses. In February of 1805, I gave birth to my son and carried him through the whole remainder of the trip. Finally, in November of 1805, we reached the Pacific Ocean. Around 1809, I left the expedition. Then in 1812, I died in Fort Manuel, which is in present-day Kennel, South Dakota. 3 facts about my state, Wyoming. The first fact is that in 1743, when Europe Francois and Joseph de la Vendée when they first arrived and found Wyoming, there was only 10,000 people living there. Fact number 2. Wyoming is known as the Equality State because it was the first ever state to let women have the right to vote, hold office, and serve on juries. Fact number 3. Wyoming ranks highest in coal and oil production. Wyoming produces 170,000 barrels a day, and Wyoming right now has enough coal to last 500 years. And I will test out my food now, which is huckleberry gummies. Huckleberry is a fruit that is everywhere in Wyoming. You can find it at the gift shops a lot. 8 out of 10.
Elijah Woods. I was born in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I am a famous actor that has played in many movies, for example, Lord of the Rings and Avalon. When I was 8 years old, my mom took me to an international talent show. Also, when I was 8 years old, I played a small part in Back to the Future Part 2. I became famous after acting in The Fellowship of the Rings, The Two Towers, and The Return of the King. I have a sister named Hannah, and my brother is named Zach. Lately, I have been working on non-Hobbit related things. I have won 4 Saturn Awards. Okay. My state is Iowa. These are some of the stuff it's famous for. We got corn, the state fair, Effigy Mounds National Park, and our state bird is the goldfinch, and our state tree is the oak tree, and our state flower is the wild rose. This is our motto. Our liberties we prize, and our rights we will maintain. And this is the flag. And this is our state food, puppy chow.
I'm Walt Disney. I was born on December 5th, 1901 in Hermosa, Illinois. I moved to Marceline, Missouri at 4 years old. It was here where I first fell in love with art. Then I moved to Kansas City. I loved art and took lessons on the weekend. My art was so good I could trade in for free haircuts. Soon I started high school. Then my family moved to the big city of Chicago. I attended McKinley High. Then I split my time between the Chicago Art Institute and photography. During World War I, I drove the Red Cross ambulance for France. My first ever company was called Lab Lincoln. I hired a few friends like iWorks who taught me about early animation. My cartoons were trendy, but we didn't make enough money, so the company became bankrupt. But the failure wasn't going to stop me. After that, I made a new character named Mickey Mouse. I even made the first cartoon this side. It was called Steamboat Willie. I made many more characters like Goofy, Donald Duck, and many more. My best film was Snow White. And then I had the idea to make a theme park that had all of our movies called Disneyland. Sadly, I died on December 15th, 1966. Many people still watch my cartoons today, and enjoy going to Disney. The cardinal is the Illinois state bird. The state motto is on the flag and seal: state sovereignty, national union. The Illinois state flower is the violet. Fun facts: the Illinois State Fair holds a pet rock Olympics, including a prize for the best dressed rock. Navy Pier is one of the most visited biggest tourist attractions in Chicago, or Illinois. And the huge white oak, our Illinois state tree, they can grow up to 100 feet. In Chicago, Illinois, the Tervoin building contains rocks from the moon, the Colosseum in Rome, Italy, the Great Pyramid of Giza, Egypt, and the Alamo in San Antonio, Texas. Popcorn is Illinois' state snack, or caramel popcorn, actually. Harrison Ford is somebody very famous from Chicago, or Illinois. He was in Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and many more. And Land of Lincoln. It's called Land of Lincoln because it's where Abraham Lincoln started his political career. Now it is time for a taste test. And this is a famous hot dog from Illinois with relish. My taste tester is going to be my sister Sophie. Do you like it? It's pretty good. I don't like anything on here, so I'm definitely not gonna try it. What does this have? It has celery, pickles, tomatoes, and mustard. Thank you for watching my presentation.
Hello, my name is Diane Crump. Although I wasn't born in Kentucky, I'm still known there because Kentucky is the center of all thoroughbred racing. I was the first female jockey, and I was the first one to ride in a pari-neutral race where both men and women are able to ride. One other thing about me is that I was the first one to ride in the Kentucky Derby. When I grew up, I really loved horses. For my 7th birthday in Connecticut, I took my first riding lesson. Even though my family and I moved to Florida, I still kept riding. I was 13 when I discovered thoroughbred horse racing, and I loved the sport. It did make me sad that women couldn't get a jockey license, but I was still determined to do it. Although I couldn't ride, I could still exercise and groom horses. I just kept believing that my dream of becoming a jockey could come true. I got my dream and inspired other female jockeys as well. I now live in Linden, Virginia, but sadly, I no longer ride. I retired in 1999. Today, I own my own horse show company. I sell show hunters, fox hunters, ponies, warblers, sport horses, jumping horses, and event horses. 3 facts about Kentucky. Kentucky got its name from the Iroquois word meaning land of tomorrow. The 2 men on the Kentucky state seal and flag represent Kentucky's state motto, united we stand, divided we fall. Daniel Boone built a wilderness trail and established Fort Boonesborough. Here's a picture of the Kentucky State Seal, the Kentucky State Flag, the Kentucky State Flower, the goldenrod, the Kentucky State Bird, the cardinal, the Kentucky State Tree, the tulip tree. One big tourist attraction in Kentucky is the Kentucky Derby. One famous person from Kentucky is Diane Crump, and here's one picture of the Kentucky State Song. Here's a recipe from Kentucky, Kentucky Fried Chicken. You can go eat Kentucky Fried Chicken with your family just like I did today. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Reggie White. I was born in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I played defensive line for my team, the Hustling Tigers. I got 140 tackles, 88 by myself, and 10 sacks. I had a wife named Sarah White, 2 kids named Jacolia White and Jeremy White. I joined the Eagles in 1985, but then I switched to the Green Bay Packers. I didn't play my first game, but when I played my first game, I got 17 million. I got 10 tackles and 2.5 sacks. I won my first Super Bowl in 1988. I also won MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. I died from cardiac arrhythmia, and the NFL put me in the Hall of Fame because of how much I was a leader.
A moon pie is a sweet southern snack that originated back in 1917, made from 2 graham crackers with a marshmallow filling and chocolate coating. Moon pies are produced by Chattanooga Bakery in Chattanooga, Tennessee. The moon pie supposedly got its name from a Kentucky coal miner, a traveling salesman by the name of Earl Mitchell. Asked some coal miners if they like a snack while taking a break. One of the miners asked for a snack with graham crackers and marshmallows, requesting one as big as the moon, which is what inspired the name moon pie. Obtaining its name from the mountain word used to describe whiskey, it should come as no surprise to learn that Mountain Dew was first developed as a mixer drink for bars in the Knoxville, Tennessee area in 1940. The original formula was invented by Tennessee beverage bottlers Barney and Allie Hartman. Here are the sports. Here's the food. Here's all the music. Here's the state stuff, like the state food, animal, tree, bird, seal, flag. Martin Luther King died in Tennessee in a hotel, April 4th, 1968. The state flower, state drink, a Tennessee landscape. And here's when we were in Tennessee. We were in Dollywood here, Uber here, and Lucky Enough Cabin right here.
Hi, I'm Barry Sanders and I'm from Wichita, Kansas. I love to play football and even got a scholarship for it, but sadly I only received 2. When I was 20, I played for the Oklahoma State Cowboys as a backup running back for the famous Thurman Thomas. I was drafted to the Detroit Lions as their running back and was number 20. When I was drafted in 1989, I got pretty famous for my skill and all my awards. I brought my team to the playoffs 5 times in a row, but we never made it to the Super Bowl those times. I got a lot of rewards like the Offensive Player Award and the Rookie of the Year Award. Soon I got traded to the Dallas Cowboys and became their running back. I got most famous when I played for the Cowboys. I retired soon after. After I retired, I moved back to my hometown, Wichita, Kansas. My wife is Lauren Campbell, and my kids are Barry J. Sanders, Nigel Sanders, Nicholas Sanders, and Noah Sanders. Barry Sanders was born on July 2nd, 1968. His parents were William and Shirley Sanders. Barry was in a big family with 2 brothers and 8 sisters. Barry went to Wichita North High School. Although he won the all-state honors, he didn't get a lot of scholarships except for 2. Barry always loved to play football, Barry trained when he was in school and at home to be a good football player. His short height only allowed him to get 2 scholarships, which were from Emporia State, Tulsa, and Oklahoma State University. In 1986 through 1988, Barry played for the Oklahoma State Cowboys, backing up the famous Thurman Thomas, then took his place when he went to the NFL. In 1889, Barry was drafted to the Detroit Lions and got 20 as his number. Once he was drafted to the Lions, he became famous in 1989. Sanders was running back for them and got them to the playoffs 5 times in the 1990s. In 1994, he was named Offensive Player of the Year. Barry won many awards like the NFL Rookie of the Year Award, the NFC Most Valuable Player Award, the Offensive Player of the Year Award, and brought his team to the playoffs 5 times in a row. Barry was forced to resign with the Lions, but he got paid $5 million after he retired. Even though he retired, he was the finest American football player. Barry was one of the people who broke the record of rushing yards in their first 10 seasons. Barry became famous from his awards, championships, and when he came out of retirement and played for the Cowboys as their running back. Then he retired again. Barry is still alive and is 52 years old. His wife is Lauren Campbell, and his son is Barry J. Sanders. He lives in his hometown, Wichita, Kansas, with his wife and son. Barry Sanders doesn't do as much now, but he goes and plays with his son and watches his football games. Fame didn't really change his life because he's still the man he wants to be. Here are 4 other people that are from Kansas and that are famous. Kobe Brock, he was born in Stanley, Kansas, and is a famous YouTuber. Don Cheadle, he was born in Kansas City, Kansas, and he's a famous actor in Avengers and other movies. Eric Stonestreet, born in Kansas City, Kansas, famous actor from Modern Family, and Bryce Brown, born in Wichita, Kansas, and he is a famous football player. And here are some 3 facts about Kansas. Did you know that the Kansas State motto means "to the stars through difficulties"? I know, it's weird, right? And did you know that Kansas has very unique places to visit, like the best one, in my opinion, the Science Education Center, where you can learn a bunch of science things. Did you know that Native Americans were in Kansas since 12,000 BC? I know, right? It's weird. And here's my poster that I put. And here's my Bible. And there's my report. Peace out.
Hi, I'm Alex Garland. I'm from Denver, Colorado. I think you will enjoy learning about my fascinating childhood and family life. I'm going to tell you many fun and interesting facts about me. I have a happy and loving family and have had a good childhood. I almost didn't start singing. I wanted to play softball first and then discovered my love for music. My elementary school was very supportive of this, so I donated $10,000 to that school. I went to grammar school, high school, and a part of college until I dropped out to start my music career. At first, I just did song covers like Roar and Timber, but then I gained confidence and started writing my own. I have written many songs that define my personality. I started my successful career on YouTube thanks to Tyler Ward. I don't have any awards except for a gold play button and a silver play button from YouTube, and I have 1.5 million subscribers. My parents' names are Brenda and Jack, and my younger sister's name is Jackie, and my wife's name is Tori, who is a poet. Singing gave me more confidence, and I've had a happy life surrounded by my loved ones. This is my Colorado project. I've worked very hard putting many different photos that represent Colorado and all its many fun places. This is a peach orchard in Colorado. This is Schoolmarm, a skiing trail. This is a lovely view of the Rockies. This is the Rockies at sunset. This is a lark bunting. This is Nil Sine Nu Mine. This is the Colorado flag. This is the Colorado State Seal. These are the Blue Pines of Colorado. This is Ori Ice Park. This is Alex Gronlund during her timber cover. This is the famous Stanley Hotel and Lucy from the Stanley Hotel. I hope you enjoyed my virtual presentation of my Hall of States. Thank you for watching. Bye!
Hi, my name is Ali Condi. I'm a celebrated author from Cedar City, Utah. I was born November 2nd, 1971. I attended Brigham Young University. My first book that struck me famous was a novel called Yearbook. It was published in 2006 when I was 35 years old. Before my job as an author, I was a high school English teacher. This definitely helped me on my way to writing great novels. One of my recent books was a book called The Dark Deep. I also have a sequel called The Beast. I have won many awards, including the Buckeye Children's Book Award and 2012 Elliott Rosewater Indiana High School Book Award. One of my personal favorite books is a trilogy called Matched. Nowadays, I live with my husband Scott on the outskirts of Salt Lake City. Did you know that Utah was the 45th state to enter the Union? At the time, the President of the United States was Grover Cleveland. Utah's state bird is actually a California seagull, which is surprising since Utah, not California. This is my poster. This is me. And this is our state flag. The state tree is an aspen. The state flowers is sago lily. This is the state seal. And Utah's state motto is industry. This is Mohave Valley. And this is a picture of a California seagull. Thank you.
Oh, I know, I didn't see them. Well, as you might know, my name is Jojo O'Keefe. You might know me by my nickname, Mother of American Modernism. Although I'm not from New Mexico, I'm known there because I painted New Mexican art. I was born on November 15, 1887 in Wisconsin. Both of my governors and two of my sisters enjoyed art. I enjoyed them all. When I turned 12, I decided I wanted to become an artist. In 1977, I won the Medal of Freedom. In 1985, I got the National Medal of Art Award. I have a museum dedicated to me in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I did some of my most famous paintings in New Mexico. I died on March 6, 1986. Well, want to dive into some fun facts. First, we have the house of Eternal Wheaton. It's a tall construction, but the house of Eternal Wheaton is scary and creepy. Bill! It's also fun. International New Mexico had an international balloon fiesta, and it isn't the autumn time. It is amazing. Some famous people that are all from New Mexico are James Norman, Neil Patrick Harris, and David Lombard. And over here, you see we have a coaster. Well, This is New Mexico's flower, a national monument. The New Mexican board, the maps, the seal, the flag, another map, the House of Economy Tour, New Mexico motto, J. Snowman, and New Mexico tree. Blue corn and from New Mexico.
Hi, my name is Charles Edward Green, but most people know me by the name Mean Joe Green. I am a famous football player who played for the Pittsburgh Steelers and won 4 Super Bowls with them. I was born September 24th, 1946 in Texas. My father abandoned my family, but my mom, Cleo Thomas, took care of me. I attended North Texas State University. Once I went to the NFL, North Texas State University named their football team after me, the Mean Greens. I played for the Pittsburgh Steelers from 1969 to 1981 and became a Hall of Famer. After I retired, I became a coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Miami Dolphins, and the Arizona Cardinals. I am fully retired at 74 years old.
Hi, my name is Latavius Murray. I was born in Titsville, Florida. I was born on January 18, 1990, and in 1994 I moved to New York. I went to Oregon High School in New York, and I was on the All-Legends football team. In 2007, I was named the Gatorade Football Player of the Year. I was seen as a 3-star recruit in the NFL Combine. I got drafted by the Oakland Raiders in the 2013 NFL Draft. I was the 15th running back selected. In 2017, I got traded to the Minnesota Vikings. 2019, I got traded to New Orleans Saints, where I currently play as a running back. Sweet but satisfying. Delicious. The Seminoles were the first Native Americans to live in Florida. The mockingbird is also the state bird in Mississippi, Tennessee, Arkansas, and Texas. The cocoa tree was replaced with the sorghum tree in 1970.
Hi, I'm Harrison Butker. I was born in Decatur, Georgia on July 14, 1995. I'm known for being one of the best kickers in the NFL. At first, my dream was to be a professional soccer player, but that changed when my high school coach asked me to be a kicker for the football team. I did well, and then 7 colleges invited me. I finally attended Georgia Tech. Then I got famous around ages 18 to 21 because in college I converted 208 of the 210 extra point attempts and 48 of the 60 field goal attempts. I was also voted team captain of the football team in my senior year of college. My 2017 season with the Kansas City Chiefs was the NFL's PFWA All-Rookie team, and I became the leading scorer for the Chiefs that year. Now I have a wife named Isabella and a son named James. So this is the Cherokee Rose, state flower of Georgia. Here is their motto, wisdom, justice, and moderation. Over here, we have the state bird, the brown thrasher, state flag. We got the southern live oak, which is the state tree, and the Georgia state seal. And I have peaches because Georgia is famous for their peaches. Here are some facts about Georgia and some things you can do. At the Georgia Aquarium, located in Atlanta, they have dolphin shows that are amazingly fun with bottlenose dolphins that do awesome tricks and special effects and lasers. And they have Jekyll Island. It's off the coast of Georgia, and they also have many things to do there. Like there is a sea turtle center where there's sea turtle feeding demonstrations and a behind-the-scenes tour. The 3 pillars on the Georgia State Seal stand for legislative, judicial, and executive branches of government.
So here are three interesting facts about Virginia. 1, tobacco was a major cash crop for a while in Virginia. 2, 4 of the first 5 presidents were born in Virginia. 3, Jamestown, Virginia was the first major English settlement in Virginia. It was the first major English settlement in the Americas. And here's my poster board of
is one of the most iconic and popular foods from Virginia.
Sweet love! Oh, hi, I'm Anita Baker, and I'm a very funky artist. I was born in Toledo, Ohio. This is all the state symbols and state attractions, or tourist attractions. These are the 3 well-known facts, or facts you did not know, about Ohio. Number 1, do you know that there is Mardi Gras in Ohio, and it's just like it is in New Orleans? Basically, the only 2 differences is New Orleans Mardi Gras is way bigger, and more people in New Orleans celebrate it. People in Ohio, not a lot of people celebrate it. People celebrate it, but not a lot. And that's that's a difference. And also, did you know that there's 13 lines on the state seal to describe the first 13 colonies? On the sun, there's 13 lines on the sun that represent the first 13 colonies. Did you know that the Indiana tribe was the first tribe to discover Ohio? And that this is what they would dress like. It would not be stuff that you would wear today because they didn't have all that stuff back then. The Indiana tribe was the first tribe to discover Ohio, like I said. This is it. The state capital is Ohio. Ohio's bird is the northern cardinal. This is Ohio State! Go Brutus Buckeye! And here's the state capital, Columbus. Again, Ohio State border, the northern cardinal. And then here's Ohio State, a well-known college in Ohio. And go Brutus Buckeye! That is our mascot. So now, let me tell you a little bit about me. Hi, I'm Anita Baker, and I'm a very funky artist. I was born in Toledo, Ohio. I was born on January 26, 1958. My childhood is very sad because my mom abandoned me at a very young age. My mom had me when she was only 16 years old. At age 12, I joined my old church. At age 16, I joined 7 local bands. Before I went solo, I joined a band called Chapter 8. Later on in the 1970s, I decided to adventure off and decided to go solo. My first album was The Songstress. Sadly, it did not get a lot of love. In 1986, I won my first Platinum Grammy Award. When I had my first son, I took a break from music, from singing, all of that. One of my most played songs was Sweet Love. And also, here's what I'm doing today. 2 years back, I got a lifetime achievement from the BET Awards. I was so honored. I felt so welcomed and pleased. Now today, I took a break from music. I'm not in the studio anymore, but at least now I get to settle down and enjoy life with my kids. And I perform occasionally, not all the time, but sometimes, so very seldom. Thank you, and also here's my food. Like I said, there's tomatoes and these pierogies. These are pierogies, and these are artichoke and Ohio State fruit. And this is a meal that they would usually eat in Cleveland and places. And this is okra, like I said. And this is what they would usually have in Ohio as a meal. This is Ohio. This is my binder that shows all my work in it. And then, like I said, all of this. And now we get to try it, and y'all get to try virtually. So, all right. First, we're gonna try the diced up tomatoes. Tastes like a regular tomato, but it's really juicy and good, so really good. And then we got some okra, and I haven't tasted okra before, so I'm really excited. Not bad. I mean, it's alright. Now, this is a pierogi. There's sauerkraut inside. Bon appetit. This is so good. It tastes like just like dumplings, but even better. And that is my presentation, a high presentation. Goodbye, and thank you for listening to Anita Baker. Sweet love.
Hello, my name is Kristen Bell, and I was born in Huntington Woods, Michigan. I am 39 years old, so I was born in 1980. My professions are acting, voice acting, and singing. When I was young, I was in drama club, and that's when I figured out I liked to act. I was also in music club, and that's when I figured out I liked to sing. My first acting job was in a Broadway show called The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. My acting career has been a huge success, and I have starred in the TV shows Veronica Mars and The Good Place. And I also voiced Anna in the movie Frozen. These are 3 interesting facts about Michigan. Number 1, Michigan's state motto translates to, "If you seek a pleasant peninsula, look about you." Number 2, Number 2, the robin redbreast was declared Michigan's state bird in 1931. Number 3, Michigan shares a state tree with Maine. The tree is called the Eastern White Pine.
This is my poster.
This is my state flag, Michigan's state flag. This is Michigan's state seal. This is a famous landmark for Michigan called Horace E. Dodge Fountain. This is Michigan's state motto, reading out, Si quadris peninsulam emanam circumspice. These are 3 famous people from Michigan, Eminem, Lizzo, and Ken Jeong. This is a famous recipe from Michigan. It makes pudding cherry pie. This is Michigan's state flower, called the apple blossom. This is Michigan's state bird, called the robin redbreast. This is a copy of Michigan's state song, called Michigan, My Michigan. This is a famous book from Michigan, called Thank God, Michigan. This is a map of Michigan. This is a tourist attraction in Michigan called the Sleeping Bear Dunes. This is Michigan's state tree called the Eastern White Pine. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you. This is my binder for Hall of States. This is the title page. It says The Amazing State of Michigan. This is the table of contents. This is my biography. This is Michigan's history. This is my speech. This is 4 extra famous people from Michigan. This is Michigan's state symbols. This is the political map of Michigan. This is the physical map of Michigan. And this is the product map of Michigan. And that was the binder.
Hi, I'm Taylor Swift and I'm going to tell you about my life. I was born in Pennsylvania and people recognized me and my singing voice at such a young age. I grew up on my family's Christmas tree farm. As I grew, so did my love of music. At the age of 12, I started writing my own songs and playing the guitar. At the age of 14, my dad moved his job to Nashville so I could pursue my dream. In Nashville, in 2007, I won the Grammy Awards. And in 2008, I won the Grammy Awards for Best New Artist. And today, I am very famous and almost everybody knows me. And last year, I released the song Christmas Tree Farm from when I was younger. Here's Lily from St. Paul's who's going to try a Hershey's chocolate that was made in Pennsylvania. In Pennsylvania, the first Girl Scout cookie that was sold was in Pennsylvania. And the person who named Pennsylvania's family name was Penn. So that's how Pennsylvania got its name. And there's also such thing as a Hershey's chocolate world that you can find in Pennsylvania, where you can eat large bars of chocolate and go on fun rides. Bye, miss you, Harper.
Hi, I'm Anna Ferris. I was born in Maryland in 1979 with my brother, Robert Ferris. When I was 7, I started to act, and I loved it. I went to University of Washington to study film and education. There I realized what I was going to do for a living, and it was acting. The most famous movies I'm in are Overboard, Scary Movies, and Just Friends. I've won 11 awards, one of those being Screen Actors Guild Awards. I have one child and I was married to Chris Pratt. Now I am 43 and I live in a $4.9 million house with my son, Jack Pratt. Currently, I am not acting in anything, but I will continue to act.
Hi, my name is Suzanne Collins, and I'm a famous writer. I was born on August 10, 1962 in Hartford, Connecticut. I went to high school in the South at Alabama School of Fine Arts and graduated in 1985 at Indiana University. Then I went on to earn a master's degree in New York University. I started my writing career in 1991, and I wrote for several children's television programs. James Promos, who was the creator of WB children's programs Generation O, hired me as his hired writer and urged me to write my own books. I made it really big when I wrote The Hunger Games and The Underland Chronicles, which also are my famous accomplishments. The Hunger Games got a lot of awards and was made into movies. I married Kate Pryor in 1992. I have 2 kids named Charlie and Isabella. My latest work is The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Right now I live in Connecticut. The Hunger Games speaks to teenagers who think the world is organized against them. The Hunger Games series has been made into popular movies.
Here are some interesting facts about Connecticut. The first explorer was a Dutch man named Adrian Block. Today, Connecticut's population is 3,574,097. The state flag of Connecticut was inspired by a memorial from a Connecticut chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution. The food I picked for my Hall Stakes project were lollipops.
Hi, Susanna Collins. May I have a lollipop?
Yes, you can. My favorites are the cotton candy and the bubble gum.
In high school, I took part of a competition called the Biggest News of the Week competition. I won the competition 3 weeks in a row. The people who made the competition told me that I should look into writing as a career. And I graduated from high school early at 16. I married my wife, Joanne Lee, in 1941. I had 2 kids named Joanne Cecilia Lee and Jan Lee. But sadly, after 3 days after birth, Jan Lee passed away. I was also known for many characters such as the Hulk, Black Panther, Iron Man, Thor, Spider-Man, Captain America, and the X-Men. I won the Bill Finger Award and the Life Career Award. And now I will be telling you some stuff about New York City. Okay, New York City's most famous places are the Statue of Liberty, the Empire State Building, the Times Square, and Central Park. These places are most visited and a lot of tourists go here. Another one is New York the state. The population is estimated to be around 20 million, so you'll never be lonely. The last one is pizza is one of New York's most famous foods. It is very delicious and amazing. 10 out of 10. Thank you. Bye!
I am Theodore Seuss Geisel. You probably know me as Dr. Seuss. I was born in Boston, Massachusetts. I have written many children's books, and I made a lot of cartoons. When I was a child, my mother encouraged me to draw. My parents are Henrietta and Theodore Geisel. I also have 2 sisters. I went to Dartmouth College and started my career as a cartoonist and an illustrator. I later went on to write many books like The Cat in the Hat, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and Green Eggs and Ham. My books became really popular because they were silly. I won many medals for my books, like the Caldecott Medal and the Children's Legacy Award. I died at age 87. Children from all around the world still read my books. I became even more famous when I died. I will always be an American legacy. Now this is the Hall of State reports we've been doing. And this is the poster I made for the project. This is the Massachusetts State 3, the American Elm. This is the State House. This is Benjamin Franklin. This is the Freedom Trail logo. And this is the Mayflower, the state flower. Now we're gonna bring in Sergio to try the Massachusetts famous Fluffernutter sandwich. How does it taste?
It tastes great!
and I was born in Portland, Maine on August 9th, 1985. I'm currently 34 years old. Since my brother wanted to be an actor, that inspired me to be an actress. When I was 12, I performed in the musical High Society. That musical started off my career. My professions are singing, voice acting, and acting. I've been in the movies Pitch Perfect and Trolls. I've been nominated for an Academy Award and a Golden Globe for Best Actress in a Supporting Role in Pitch Perfect. I've won MTV and TV awards for Best Musical Moment in Pitch Perfect. I currently live in Los Angeles, California. I'm not married and do not have any children. You might see me in Hilton ads. I never seem to stop working on movies. Welcome to Vacation Land. The Maine state berry is the blueberry. 90% of blueberries in the U.S. are grown in Maine. Now for some history. The first ship built by English colonists in the Americas was launched in Maine on the Kennebec River in 1607. Maine has many tourism, like lighthouses. Acadia National Park is one of the most visited U.S. national parks with over 2 million annual visitors. There are many more interesting facts about Maine, like the Maine state flag and the Maine state seal are both the same image, and they both have Deer Go, which translates to I lead, which is the Maine state motto. The Maine state bird is the black-capped chickadee, and the Maine state cat is the Maine coon. The Maine state tree and the Maine state flower are both the same species, white pine, and that's the white pine cone. And the animal of Maine is the moose. Maine is very interesting. I hope you come sometime.
Good morning, Juneau. Hi, my name is Sydney Mortimer Lawrence. Now, many people ask me my connection to Alaska. Yes, I was born in Brooklyn, New York, but I'm mainly known for painting Alaskan scenes, and I lived in Alaska for a very long time. I was born on October 14th, 1865, and I attended Peekskill New York Military Academy. There, while I was in New York, I developed my skills as a painter, and I learned under my instructor, Edward Moore. I eventually progressed as an artist in New York, and I had work exhibited in the National Academy of Design, and I won an award for the Paris Salon. So eventually I moved from New York and went to Alaska, Anchorage, to work as a gold prospector and painter. I then eventually died in 1940. But I'm still known as an international reputation for as Alaska's foremost painter. Now we're gonna try a few Alaskan dishes that are my favorite and other people's too. So first we have salmon on cracker, and then we have ancient Eskimo dessert. The basis is fruit. Well, the ancient Eskimos used whale lard, but today we're just gonna be using regular lard, and sugar. So now we're gonna mix these three in. The sugar, the berries. Sorry, they were a little tight in there. Sorry. There we go. Now we're going to mix them all together. Crush them up. And now we're gonna put them in the freezer. Now I'm gonna have a special guest with me today, Ellis White, to help me eat these delicious dishes. How you doing, Ellis?
Good.
Ready to eat?
Yeah.
Okay, so first let's try these crackers.
Yeah.
I don't have time. Tastes just like Lunchables. Okay. Now, let us know what you think once you eat it. Eat. Good. Wow.